What's up, guys? Today we are talking about the one thing that separates a good caller from a bad caller. And it's not something that's as crazy as you might think. It's actually something pretty simple. But the biggest problem you're going to have with it is breaking your old habits and focusing on doing something completely different that's going to help elevate your game. It's going to make you kill a lot more birds in the field, and it's going to make you sound 100 times better. Because there's a ton of you guys out there that can, well, I make a cluck and I make a honk. That's right, right? No, it's not necessarily right. If you're not doing this with those notes, you are not doing the cluck right. You are not sounding as good as you possibly could sound. So before we dive into this number one problem that people are having on a goose call, let's talk about this weekend. November 30th and December 1st. Me and a bunch of other guys are going to be up in Rochester, Minnesota hunting. And me and a couple guys were kind of tossing around an idea that after we were done hunting, sitting back at the hotel or something like that, drinking a couple beers, we might put up a live stream on YouTube. So you want to make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that way you get a little notification when we do go live, so that way you don't miss it. You can probably ask a couple questions. We're just going to be sitting around, having a few beers, telling hunting stories, having a good time. So you guys don't want to miss that. Now, let's get into it. Okay, the biggest problem that I see people have while learning to blow a goose call is using the correct air. A lot of people think, well, I've cracked over the call, I've made a cluck, I've made a honk, I'm good. No, you need to focus on tone and your overall sound. You can crack over the call using not the correct air. It's just one of those things. It's not cut and dry. It's not, oh, I made the call crack over, therefore I'm doing it right. That's not the case. And it's often described presenting air into a call like you're fogging up a window. And the way I see it, that's kind of the half-truth. That air is very, very hard to control. And yes, the air you're supposed to be putting into a call is hot, but it's not that way you're presenting it into the call. So let's think about this. You've seen me do the tongue analogy many times with the roof of our mouth, our teeth here. And in this video, I'm going to say I don't care what part of the tongue you use. You can use the back, you can use the front. But the main thing I want you to make sure that you're doing is creating that seal at the start of the note. So let's say you're using the back of your tongue. It's up against the roof of your mouth. And that should be a seal. There should be no air able to escape your mouth with your tongue creating that seal. Now, once you've got that seal done, I want you to try to blow through the seal. I want you to add pressure. I want you to try to blow through that seal. And it's just like a garden hose. You've got all this water backed up behind it, and you just need to squeeze the lever in order for the water to shoot out. You've got that pressure built up, but we're doing that with our lungs. So our tongue's at the roof of our mouth, and we're just going to try to blow air through our mouth through that seal. But because that seal's so tight, no air is going to escape. This is basically what you're doing. And when you do this correctly, you're going to feel a really weird feeling down in the pits of your stomach. This is how you know you are on the right track. And this is the air that you need to maintain throughout all of your notes in order to get this sound correct. So basically, it's maintaining that pressure throughout the whole note. You need to maintain that feeling, that really, really weird feeling down in the pits of your stomach throughout every single note. And just because you have it initially, don't let that pressure drop. Keep that weird feeling down there throughout the entire length of the note. And you'll know if you're doing it wrong because you're going to have really, really good tone up front, and then it's just going to drop off. That really good tone is just going to fall. And when you keep that pressure up and keep that really weird feeling and feel that hot air being pushed through the call, that's how you know you're using correct air. And that is true with every single note you make on a goose call. There is not one note out there that does not use this really funny air, really funny feeling air. And that feeling will go away with time. Once you start working with it more, you'll start getting accustomed to it. You'll feel it better. So if you don't have clucks that sound really full, really good tone to it, and have really good pop to it, then chances are you're not doing this into a call. So don't automatically think that I can cluck, I can do a honk, I'm doing it right. Do a reality check. Try blowing air through that seal that you're making with your tongue. And if you don't feel a really weird feeling, chances are you're not doing it right. So try it out. Let me know if I can help in any way. I always put my Snapchat down in the video description. You can always contact me there. You can always contact me on Facebook. So let me know. And again, this is kind of what you're aiming for. This is going to be a cluck, a couple clucks, a couple honks, a couple moans, a couple murmurs. This is what you're aiming for. And if you're not there yet, keep trying. All right. Let me know if I can help. Good luck. Keep practicing and just try it. I mean, even if you are doing it right, it always helps to check. These are the fundamentals. Make sure they're solidified. I practice them all the time too. So try it out and let me know what you think.
Imagine the pile picture with a fucking eagle in it. Just perched right on top. His name's Freedom.
How original.